So, I've been picking up some comments and stray conversations and words as I've walked around today. And three words particularly have come to me and from different sources. The first was engagement. People I feel an extraordinary sense of engagement today here in this space, in all the spaces that we use. There was a lot of people really leaning in to the conversations. Of course, we were all looking at our phones at times, and of course we were tweeting. We encourage you to do that. But people were also looking back up again. And that eye contact, the physical contact of handing cards, lots of hugging going on too. So there was good engagement in the room, which I really appreciated. The other word I heard was thoughtful. How thoughtful the speakers were, how thoughtful the presentations were, how thoughtful the comments and the questions and the contributions, all the thoughts that we've plastered upon the wall here. And the other one I picked up just a few minutes ago was heartfelt. And that really made me feel particularly good because it was something that was kind of a theme for me and for us this morning. I began this morning talking about or trying to illustrate how basic civility could help us to regain trust in each other and by extension our institutions, our platforms, and perhaps even our governments. I don't know if many of you read David Brooks in the New York Times, one of my favorite columnists. He wrote a piece on fanaticism recently, which I highly recommend. And he quoted the 1998 book by the Yale law professor Stephen Carter. And the book was called Civility. So obviously it jumped out at me when I saw this. And the quote that he wanted to get across to his readers was, "Civility is the sum of the many sacrifices we are called to make for the sake of living together." All right? Let me read that again, but I'm going to make it slightly different at the end. Civility is the sum of the many sacrifices we are called to make for the sake of living together on and offline. Now, I realize sacrifice is a rather old-fashioned word. I've been using a lot of those today. So let me put it in a slightly different way and add to that a question for you all to consider and to ponder. Actually, there's several questions. But the first one is very direct. What steps, and we're moving now from ideas into action, as Aspen Institute likes to call it. What steps will you take, personally and professionally, to promote trust and civility online? How will you model thoughtful and respectful behavior? Will you be able to check your impulses, to use your head and your heart to slow your own game down? And if you feel so moved, let us know by tweeting these out, hashtag them FOSI 2017, and we'll feature your, yes, again, that was easy for me to say. We will feature your pledges in a future publication. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground today. From Hello Barbie to the Jetsons. By the way, I never saw the Jetsons in color until today. That's how old I am. I saw it in black and white. I thought the Jetsons was in black and white, but it's in color. Isn't that amazing? We've gone from Cuba to Australia, from machine learning to digital medication. But let us know what we missed. Obviously, there's a lot already here, but we want to know what else we might be dealing with in 2020. Let us know. Use the social media platform of your choice. If you do, again, hashtag it so we can collect that and incorporate that into our work, our deliberations, our research, and inform the work of all of the online safety community for the next few years. And with that, I want to conclude with just two words. Thank you. Thank you to our generous sponsors, from Amazon to one end to Snapchat to the other, and everyone else in between. You know who you are. Thank you to the wonderful FOSI members who support our work and mission throughout the year. Thank you to our thoughtful and engaged and heartfelt speakers and panelists and moderators and exhibitors, fantastic exhibits, for much of the insight and inspiration that you brought today. A huge thank to the museum staff, by the way, the AV crew, the caterers, the folks who just kind of were there always, making it feel quite seamless. So big thank you to them. And of course, a big and important thank you to the fabulous FOSI team. For any of you who has ever put on an event of this size and scale will know quite how hard this team has worked this past year. And I want them all to stand up if they're not already standing as I call out their name. And please hold your applause till I get to the end. Jennifer Hanley, Emma Morris, Emily Mulder, Sarah Rollins, Steph Condello, Ivory Zorich, our incredible interns, Grace Entwistle and Aaron McCoy, and our amazing volunteers. Stand up and take some applause, people. And finally, to all of you, your efforts and examples that you've brought here today make a difference in the world. I hope you all feel renewed and re-energized to take on the extraordinary challenges that seem to come at us wave upon wave, and even those that we haven't yet imagined yet. Larry was suggesting a few that we might be, who knows, maybe it'll be China that'll be involved with our next election, who never knows. But whatever it will be, we will try to cover it. I wish you all safe travels, some of you for very long distances. And again, once again, please join us upstairs. Thank you all very much.